Hi guys. Today I want to demonstrate how I make my organization boxes. Um, it's just a basic box that I got. Well, they used to deliver stuff for my dad in these boxes, and I got the idea because I was watching this professional organizer on YouTube, and she also does crafts. And I just loved the way she had her whole studio set up. So, and um, she used, I think like a mint green, and I love mint green, turquoise, um, any kind of shade of blue actually. So I thought, well, that's a really good idea. I've done decoupage before, so I could probably just use um, the kraft paper that all the stuff comes wrapped in when you get things, deliveries from Amazon, because I was on the subscribe and save list. Well, I still am, but I have to I don't have any money, so I'm not getting any things to the house anymore, but I used to while my dad was alive, because I would order not subscriptions, subscriptions for vitamins and things like that. You know, um, coffee. He had dentures, so I had to order denture cream, stuff like that. So, anyways, I saved all of that paper because in anticipation of moving, or because I do a lot of craft things as well. So I thought, well, I probably will need this craft paper at some point. So what I did was I saved my tubes for the um, paper towels, and then I just roll the paper. I smooth it out and roll it on. I crinkled this paper up because I was doing it's called mamgami. But anyways, I kind of like the crinkled paper look sometimes, so I did that with this one. But I just use these paper towel rolls and then put them all on there. So I have a new mix, so hopefully it's working today. Because if not, then I might just have to scrap the video if you can't hear me. You might have to turn it all the way up to the volume. I don't have a lot of equipment, so I just make my videos using my phone or this iPad now. So anyway, let's see. Here is the box that I'm going to be working on, and I'm just using really basic stuff like Elmer's glue. Oops, and then I got this white glue from the dollar store, so it's really cheap, but I make it work. And then I also have Mod Podge, but that's a little more expensive, so I'm trying to save that for after I get all the paint on there. This is the paint I use. It's called Folk Art Home Decor, and it comes in different colors. And this one that I'm using right now is called Patina, and it's like a light minty green, I would say. It needs to be. It looks like it's not. It looks like maybe it's all right. Anyways, and then I also use let's see. I use Liquitex Basics acrylic gesso. After this is dry, I just put a little bit in on to create these aged, oops, like an aged look. So here's the finished product. It's not quite finished because I want to put a layer of Mod Podge to seal this so that if it gets wet or whatever. But I got these envelopes from the dollar store, and then I keep all of my like stickers and it's basically stickers, but you know, different stuff for my junk journals and my other projects. So like I have this is like an ornament filler, and I'm not going to use it for ornaments. I'm going to use it for my junk journal because that's my thing right now. So but I have all kinds of stickers in here, and I try to organize them in by category. So like one folder will be for my winter junk journal theme. One folder will be for summer or whatever, you know, whatever I can think of. And then for now I'm putting them in this, and then you can just if you have a bookcase or you know shelves, you can just slide it in there. And then what she did was she put a I don't know how she did it. She must have drilled holes in there, and then she put like cabinet door handles on there. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I think I might just put like a label, glue a label on there, and then have what do you call it? Some kind of way of switching out the labels. I can't think of what the word I'm trying to think of right now, because I always get, you know, brain freeze. But anyway, hopefully this makes sense to you. So I just wanted to demonstrate quickly how I'm making these. And because I like to have, you know, a studio that looks well organized and attractive, you know, without, it's like a dream of mine. I'm far away from having that as it is, but I'm working on it. So anyways, I just love the way she had her set up, and she's a professional organizer, so she knows what she's talking about. And she also made her own stuff too, because it's expensive to buy ready-made stuff like this. So if you can just find stuff around the house that you already have and make it, then it's all good. So I have these tools. This is a gel press roller, and you can get any kind of roller, because back when I was in school, we did prints, so that was what I was looking for when I bought this. But I thought, well, I can, it was, you guys might know what I'm talking about. They're called lino prints, and it's a linoleum mat, and then you use X-Acto knives to scrape out the linoleum. First you draw on there, and then you use the X-Acto knives to scrape out, and then that way you make the print. You can make a print on paper. So, and then this little thing is, it's got a felt, but you can press smooth it out. So this comes in hand. These come in handy when you're doing, gluing and stuff like that. And all the paintings behind me are my dad's, so I just love them. um, they remind me of Monet, which is one of my favorite painters, and I've also done paintings in his Monet style, but they're not here. They're in my storage unit, just like everything else of mine. It's in my storage unit. But anyway, hopefully this thing is still on. Yes. I checked the little green light. It looks like it might rain today. I have to have all the lights on in here to make the video because it was really quite dark. So let's try to get started. Anyway, this is really, I made another video a long time ago, but I didn't like it. So I'm attempting to do this again for you guys, because I like to show you guys what I'm up to, and I just find it like it's a shame if I'm doing things and then I'm not making a video to show how I do it, because some people probably already know how to do this, but if you do, then this video is not for you. You can just watch it for laughs or something. But or you might learn something. I don't know. So I already got the paper set up. I have enough paper to cover the whole thing, and I'm going to use scissors to cut where the corners are to wrap it. But I have social anxiety, so it's hard for me to talk properly. I'm not the best person around. Something's wrong with my glue. Well, this glue is quite cheap, so I might have to use pliers to get it open. I live in a really noisy neighborhood, so if you hear loud cars or motorcycles going by, I apologize. I'll try to, if they go by when I'm talking, I'll just repeat what I'm saying. And I've already made 2 of these boxes, and I also made, I'll show you, these little boxes. So I want to make the whole series of these type with this color, and because this is one of my favorite colors. And so I covered these, but I still need to Mod Podge them. These are for to hold my mini ink stamps, the Ranger little mini ink stamp pads. So it worked. It turned out all right. I'm just pretty much like experimenting and seeing how, if it's gonna work or not. But so I made 2 of these, and these were boxes that had pillowcase covers from Amazon, of course. um, I don't really like to shop out and about without, somebody going with me. And since I don't have anybody to go with me, I would just normally order things. I don't know why I have to explain myself. I guess it's because my family is so judgmental that I feel like I have to explain myself about my shopping habits, which is weird to people, I'm sure, but um, sorry. I'm just used to over explaining, and that's a bad habit. I think I'm going to make another video for my other channel about bad habits, social bad habits that we have, um, because um, a lot of people have trouble making friends now and socializing because of the crazy times we're living in with all of the social media, and it's just confusing. So I like to help people wherever I can, and because I notice things, and um, within my own self and other people, I try not to be judgmental, but we're all judgmental to some extent. So if we can just be patient and encourage each other, it goes a long way to having a good friend and good friendship. So anyway, let me get started. I've talked enough. So what I normally do is I start on the end. So that's what I'm going to do here. Like this. And I got a brush, a big brush, that I can just smooth out the glue, and then smooth the paper down. And I'm sure everybody's done this before at different times in school, but it's a good way to get back to your creative roots and do something with your hands and using your senses. We're getting too much away from using our senses because everybody's always staring at a screen, or they're not using their 5 senses. And it's really important to do something at least once a week that's creative, or every day, write in a journal, go outside, take a walk. Because you're using all your senses when you take walks. And yeah, I just want to remind people and encourage people to have fun, because life's too short, So I think I got that the way I want it. This glue's not coming out too well. It's halfway through, but it's just not really doing what I want. Maybe I don't want to take the whole thing off, because then it'll just come pouring out, and I don't want I use too much, but I do have some more glue. I just want to use every last bit of this one before I start on the other. I hope you guys can see me. I couldn't really, I was trying to think how I could set this up so you could actually see what I'm doing. So the camera's kind of far away, but I just didn't know how else to do it, because I've never done a video like this before. I attempted to, but I was getting frustrated, so I just scrapped the video and chalked it up to, you know, trying to do it another time because I was too frustrated and getting angry. It's not good to make an angry video, so I try not to. I don't know why this glue is not coming out the way I want it to. It's getting really, see these little, I have very low tolerance for frustration and stress on account of my ADHD and autism. So it's a struggle. It's not coming out. It's just not coming out. I guess this is maybe it's dried up in there or something. I think I'm just gonna have to do it this way because it's dried up. And try the Elmer's. The Elmer's goop glue hopefully is probably better. Not as watery. I just don't, I have a tiny little bottle, so. And you want to put enough glue on there for it to make a difference, you know. Right. Make sure I get it on there as much as I want it to be. And it's not going to be completely smooth, but that's why I use the chalk paint, so that it'll give kind of rough texture, and it's more forgiving. So I got that side done. And then put the pliers back and this stuff somewhere. It's been a while since I did the other ones, so I kind of have to think about what I'm doing, how I did it last time. So let's see. Wow, I'm using the whole bottle up. But that's okay because it was only $1.25. And if any of my judgmental family members are watching, I got these supplies a long time ago, so you don't need to stress your little heads. I didn't use your money, so don't think about it. So when I do these, I wait till this part's dry, and then I do the little bottom flap and the inside part. I don't know if I do the inside part right now. I can't remember. We'll see. We'll see what we're doing. I think I put too much glue on because I had to pour it on since it wasn't coming out. So sadly, I don't want to waste glue, but when it doesn't come out, then I end up wasting glue, which is, I didn't want to, but what happens. Okay, what did I do with my stuff? gonna look good. And then when I'm ready, I can just glue these parts down on the bottom part. And same thing with the top. So you cut that right there where there's the corner. Yeah. Trying to remember. Oh, I did this part on the side, so what I'm going to do is cut it as close as I can to where I glued, and then just overlap a little bit. And then when you paint it, it covers it all up. It's no big deal. I love doing this kind of stuff. It just is so satisfying to see the finished, from it going to a plain ugly old box with ugly print on there to something that looks halfway decent with your favorite color that you like. And you can even, if you want, you could put the craft paper on and then glue, decoupage a print of a digital print that you buy off Etsy or that you actually make yourself, or you can decoupage some fabric, like cotton fabric that they use for quilting, the thin fabric. So that would be nice too. A nice idea. But then you really should seal it, because that way you can wash it with a waterproof sealer. You can seal it with a waterproof sealer, and then when it gets dirty, you can just wash it. You don't have to be so careful of being worried about it getting dirty. You know what I mean? Okay, so I gotta do this side. So busy doing that side that I have to do the end part too. Kind of have to work quick, of course, obviously, because the glue dries pretty quickly. But you can always go over it with, Mod Podge to strengthen it after you actually glue it down. And I think I might have even done that with my other ones. I can't remember. But anyways, I just like to use the cheap glue first. Get the paper down. Then use Mod Podge if I need to. Then I paint it. I might not even use Mod Podge again. I can't remember. I really need to write. See, this is another thing. I recommend writing down your method. That way, when you do it, if it's been a while since you did it, then you can, I actually made a mistake because I want a little bit of an overlap on the bottom. Then you can also do the bottom too, the same way, because it's going to be sitting on something, you know, on your bookcase or cabinet, and it needs to be waterproofed on the bottom too. That way, if it gets dirty, you can just wash it off. And it won't get harmed. See, the glue's already setting up. So I'm gonna have to put more glue on, but it's okay. It's no big deal. Like, I'm gonna use Elmer's for this. Even the Elmer's doesn't want to come out. I don't know what the heck. I guess all these glues are kind of old because they just do not want to come out. Look at, I'm using as much strength as I possibly can and it's not coming out. I feel like Lucille Ball. You know how funny she was when she'd be doing something and then she'd it'd come out as a crazy mess, you know. Oh well, at least I try, you know. It's just not coming out. I guess I'm gonna have to do the same thing with this one. Yeah, it's old. It's like really congealed. I'm wearing old clothes, by the way, because you probably want to wear old clothes when you do this. Because you don't want to get glue on your, oops, on your clothes. And since I live in the state of Florida, it gets really hot here, so I have to have the fan on or the air conditioner, one or the other, or even both. And I'm sure it's hot everywhere, but since it's already June, I hope everybody's having a good summer so far, despite all the bad news all the time, every day. This is another good practice to use to like therapy, so that when you hear the bad news, it's you can keep yourself busy doing something satisfying, like crafts. When you do something fun and with your hands and it comes out pretty good, then you feel satisfaction, and it's mentally gratifying and good therapy. I believe in arts and crafts and music as therapy. It helps quite a bit when you're upset about something, and writing. Physical exercise, running or walking. So here's what it looks like so far. And then I can just trim this little bit off here and have it overlap a little on this end side, because I want this side to, face the wall or wherever. There. Turned out pretty good. I think I'm just gonna glue that down. I'm gonna use Mod Podge to really make it glued down completely. So there's the box, and then I just use the same method with the tuck the inside part down and glue it the best I can. And then use those scissors to, cut out a little triangle, and then do it like that. To make it go down in there, fairly smoothly. And you can even do the inside if you want. I might do that later, but for now, I just want to get the outside part done. As much as I possibly can. So I'm kind of forgetting that I'm filming this. Man, I really do not like these bottles. I might, gosh, it just won't go out. I'm going insane. I do have this clear glue from the dollar store, but that's a new. Seems like none of them want to open though. You have to use the pliers. Isn't that crazy? Maybe I'm just really weak or something. Oh, great. I made it come off completely. Well, that's cheap stuff for you. Wow. I don't think I can get it back on. Oh my gosh. So righty tighty, lefty loosey. Yeah, I think I broke it. Wow, that's not good. I can't believe it. I can't believe. I think I got it on, but it just does not. Can you imagine being a child and trying to get this open? Wow. How frustrating that would be. It won't come out either. None of these things want to come out. I can't believe it. It's insane. Look, it won't come out. I guess that's what I get for trying to use cheap things. Oh well, I guess try to, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I guess I'm just gonna pour the Elmer's glue on here. I'm like wasting a lot of time because stuff's not working properly. And when you're dealing with glue, you have to do it kind of fast. So annoying. Sorry guys. I wanted this to be a happy video, but anytime I try to do something new, it seems like I get frustrated because things don't go right, and then I start swearing. And it just, it's like really frustrating. I did want to say that when I cut off these, I'm then going to use them to tuck down to reinforce the bottom. Just so you know, not to throw those away because they do come in handy when you're wanting to reinforce the bottom of the box. Because you might end up wanting to have something heavy in here, and sometimes things that you wouldn't normally think are heavy when you add them up, like those folders, because I don't always, I sometimes put heavier things in them, not just papers. And because what I want to do is have my projects organized so that when I go to use them, they're all in one folder. So for instance, my winter junk journal, I have all my winter junk journal, not everything in there, but you know, everything that I haven't used quite yet. So like my stickers and decorative papers. You can put decorative napkins that you buy, you know, specialty napkins that are decorative that you want to use, or tissue paper, and even fabric and linens and lace, just all the different ingredients that go into making junk journal or whatever project you're working on. I mean, if you could even use these as containers for your yarn. If you do crochet and or knitting, you can, these might be a good container for those. You can use them for anything. Try to get it all the way up to the edge when you're, so that it goes smoothly on the box, and then there's no like curled up paper later on when you got your things in there and the folders or whatever have you won't cause the paper to come loose. And to prevent that, you can even use another layer of glue or Mod Podge, whatever you have on hand at the moment. I'm gonna have to smooth this out with this thing because I just want to make sure that the paper's completely so it's got wrinkles in it, but who cares? It's just an organization box. Doesn't have to be perfect, especially on the inside. I just like things to look nice and neat, and because when things look nice and neat, it is a motivation for you to use them when you're doing, I mean, if everything's a mess and you're like looking at the mess and you're thinking, oh, it looks so terrible, I'll do my craft project tomorrow, you know. And if it's nice and neat, then you know where everything is, and it's motivation to start working on some fun projects. That's my trouble right now. I don't have a designated area in this house for a craft room or a art studio, because the rooms that need, well, there's not enough room to have everything in one space. And then also I need to have enough lighting in there as well, to do videos and to actually see what I'm working on. And if I'm doing a painting, it's really imperative that you have the right lighting. To see the colors and what you're painting or drawing or what have you. So if the colors are off, then if it's too dark, I really like to use natural sunlight for my projects. But I often end up working at night because there's a lot of noise in the neighborhood. And if I'm doing a video, then I get frustrated with the noise because I want it to be quiet. And there's just people driving by. It's a regular neighborhood. So there you go. It's coming along. Now I just have to wait for it to dry. Then I will I think I'll just paint it with the chalk paint. And then I'll put a few, gesso streaks in there to make it look weathered. And then have that dry. And then eventually I will do the waterproof coating to use for I like Mod Podge for that, because it's a glue sealer and finish, and it just looks nice. And then you can put several coatings on there and build it up. And then if it gets dirty or dusty, you can just wipe it with damp cloth. So I'm happy I finally got this video done, because I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And I wanted to continue on making my boxes. And eventually I'm going to get labels done, and I will show you when I do the labels how it looks. So anyway, I hope you guys weren't too bored, and this video is too long already, but I hope you guys have a good day. I'll try to be making more other videos as I think of them, and then I am motivated to do so. I don't have a lot of energy, so when I do have an energy day, then I like to make a video. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.